What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Today on Brown Enough, we are hanging with Johnny Sibilly, actor, advocate, and full-spectrum joy dealer. You might know him from Pose, Hacks, Queer as Folk, but Johnny's real superpower is how beautifully he shows up as himself. We talk about confidence, vulnerability, honesty, what it means to not be afraid to speak God in public.
Because if I know myself, then what other people think of me can filter through, but it won't really rock my foundation if the foundation is strong.
This is a conversation about love, laughter, and learning how to live out loud. Enjoy.
I usually am very much what's meant for me is mine and no one else's. You know, it's really the only way I can get through, because if I think everything is for me, I can think everything's for me, and then I can find out. It's like rejection is a beautiful thing, because if you don't experience it, how can you like fully form all the breadth of emotions that you might have, or like experiences if you just get whatever you want all the time. Now it would be nice to get more, but I've had those. It's like the seasons, like you have the rainy season, the dry season. It's been dry. But I know what it feels like when it rains, so it's like, it's fun to do that kind of like inner work when you're not in the rainy season, so that how, because sometimes the rain comes and you don't know how to, you don't have, the infrastructure to deal with all that comes with it. You don't have the what do you call it in the house? The drainage system, so it's like, sometimes it erodes at your house or whatever. I love an analogy.
That's why you started a book club.
Yeah, exactly. So, I try and stay grateful. And I say that with because I think it's important to practice gratitude, but to know that it's like annoying to have to do that a lot,
Rejection as a beautiful thing is really powerful, hard to accept even.
Yeah.
Hard to admit.
Mm-hmm. But when you're on the other side, you're like, well, I'm really happy that's, because I said to my mom's a very spiritual person. She's like, God, 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 God. I said, have you ever heard of, rejection is God's protection and redirection? And she's like, oh, no, I got to write that down. I was like, wow, I'm telling you a spiritual thing you haven't heard. But I really do believe that that's the case, It has to be.
Yeah. I like it. I deal with this through, I know seasons. I know I know rain, I know sunshine.
Yeah.
I have a great teacher who said a lot of our job in this life is to learn how to enjoy the waiting.
Yeah. And it is so, like, I was at my house the other day, and I just got so happy that I had an extra roll of paper towel in the cupboard. And I was like, I'm just so happy that like I can afford an extra roll of paper towel, that I am, that I have this home that I can clean up after myself. Like, as small as that might seem, it felt so big to me in that moment. And I think if I wasn't in a drier place, or a place where I was able to wait and experience those little moments by myself, then I wouldn't appreciate it as much, And I think down to the paper towel is important to appreciate, because we don't know how long we have on this earth. We don't know how many paper towel rolls we'll have, and that's important to me. And I've never been that way. I've always been like, more is more. I need more.
Oh.
And in the last 2 years, I've been forced to really examine what is enough,
Yeah. What is enough? This is kind of the ethos of my work.
What is enough? For me in the moment, enough is a walk around the lake. Enough is that extra paper towel roll. Enough is having fresh ingredients to cook. Enough is my favorite thing in my world right now is my breakfast nook that I built in my townhouse. It's like I've always wanted a breakfast nook. I love like cozy. I almost wore a hoodie today. I'm like, no, let me not wear a damn hoodie. But I just love anything that feels like a hug.
You like Higgy energy. You know Higgy?
No.
Higgy is is it Swedish? I don't want to upset the Swedes. Hygge is this, I believe it's the Swedish word for like cuddle energy.
Ooh, that's me.
Yeah.
I love a cuddle energy. Anything that feels like a warm embrace. That.
Yeah. Hygg is the Danish and Norwegian word that describes cozy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that tattoo on my lower back.
Hygge.
Hygge. I thought you said hickey at first. I'm like, well, that is cozy. No, yeah, just like the small things, like a text from a friend, a FaceTime from a friend, like slowing down is enough, you know.
Yeah. This is speaking my language.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the dance I go through. I wrote this morning in my journal that we need to, it is, for me, a tremendous amount of work that I like to put in and want to put in to maintain my connection to what I call the divine. I call that the divine. I call like opening my fridge and being grateful that if I have a fridge full of food.
Yep.
Grateful I could take myself to breakfast at a cafe and spend fucking $8 on a coffee, you know, like, and not think about it.
Yeah.
And if I don't maintain that connection to the divine, if I don't do work, I lose it.
Yeah.
I lose so quick. I can lose that gratitude so quick. I can forget. I can become obsessed with like what I don't have.
Yeah.
With the hungry ghost inside me that's never full, and like that's the work that I have to do every day.
Yeah.
And whatever that is for y'all, you know, for me it is like I like to read something that reminds me stop.
Yeah.
I like to stop. I like to meditate. I like to pray. Otherwise, I will not have enough.
And it's funny because, you know, as a kid, I have a tattoo that says rêveur, which means dreamer. I got it in French because my ancestors are apparently French. I don't know.
Shout out, 23andMe.
Hey, bonjour. No, but I always was like, I'm a dreamer. I love dreams. And then like a lot of my dreams started to come true. And then I like lost myself completely because I felt like I had to keep acquiring more. You know, like my dream was to be on a TV show. I was on 2 TV shows at the same time. And I was like, okay, but now, and you know, and then you're in an industry where people are always like, so what's next? And I'm like, yes, I'm working on that. You know, I'm working on whatever's next. And then so you're living your dream, but you're elsewhere. You're now having to upend it and dream some more instead of just really be like, oh my gosh. Like, I think I had like a couple of hours where I was like, I did that. You know, I really did that. And then after that, it was like, okay, so hopefully people like the show. Hopefully, you know, it's just so much gets you. And I'm sure that goes for any industry. You know, you get that corner office and you're looking at the window. Couldn't I be on a higher floor?
Couldn't I have a bigger window?
Is this the job? Like, you know,
I'm pretty sure I'm worthy of an assistant.
Right. And I think, I wouldn't say falling down, but losing some of that was really helpful for me to remember Lion King, to remember why it is I do this in the first place. You know, like as an artist, you do it because you have like it just comes out of you. It's like, you know, and instead of like acquisitions based, you know, like in that dance of like just loving being an artist, like that. You know, I remember when I was younger and I was like, I'm an actor, and like people were like, you got to say it with like, you know, if you don't believe it, other people won't believe it. And it's just like, you know, that's what I always want to get back to, is having that kind of confidence in who I am as an artist and a human being. And aside from being an artist, a human being first, because I feel like sometimes as artists we have to, because it's such a, you know, windy road of success, and like, you know, it kind of becomes our whole personality.
Oh, it's dangerous.
And I remember when things started to not be as fruitful for a while, I stopped and I was like, what did I like as a kid? Because from like 7th grade on, that's it. Acting was everything, you know, the goal, the reason. And so I started to like get back into like building Legos and reading and like very kid stuff, like playing video games, just to remind myself of like who I am outside of, you know, my output.
I mean, it's very Hamlet, not Hamnet, but also. It's very Hamlet when you think you are the role.
Mm-hmm.
That all life's a stage is kind of unreal of a monologue.
Yeah.
It's worth revisiting because we wrote the script.
Mm-hmm.
We put on the costume.
Mm-hmm.
We picked the personality.
Mm-hmm.
We picked the obsessions.
Yeah.
And our whole, we picked the algorithm in which floods our screens. We picked it.
Yep.
And we have an opportunity to unpick or to select something else or to unplug. We have an opportunity to take off the costumes.
Yeah.
And see what's
try on new stuff
there. Try on new shit.
Yeah.
No costume.
Yeah.
Be naked for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's uncomfortable. Keep trying it.
Yeah.
I was working with this young man on a TV show in New York, and we got picked up in a van. We had to drive pretty far out into upstate New York. And on the long day, cold. And on the way back, it was Friday. Mm-hmm. We were going to work again after the weekend. Mm-hmm. Everyone was talking about what they were going to do tonight. And I said, "What are you going to do?" Raphael, his name was Raphael. And I said, "What are you going to do?" And he said, man, I get emotional. It was so sweet. He said, "I'm going to remember this." He said, "I'm going to take time, and I'm gonna remember how special this is."
Oh my gosh!
It was his sort of biggest role at the time, and I think about him in this moment a lot when I'm not. And I'm just like, I lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. Yeah. I'm lost in the sauce.
You get lost in it. It's like when you're a kid watching football or baseball versus playing, it's like there's just so much more. There's a higher stakes, obviously, but it is. I remember when I was a background actor in New York, I was just like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. And other people would be like, "Oh, when's lunch?" I'm like, "What do you mean? We get to do this. We get to be here." Fast forward to me in my own trailer, "When is lunch?" And it's part of it. It's part of life, but it is important to remember those moments. Like he said, oh my God, to sit and I'm gonna.
It was so sweet. It was so sweet.
I just love when people talk like that because I feel
and the courage to say it in a van full of people who are, they're not unappreciative, but maybe a little jaded.
Yeah.
Or just a van full of people I don't know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to see a friend. I'm fucking tired. I'm going to go, yeah. And he's like, I'm going to sit and remember this.
Yeah. And I feel sometimes it's what we think immediate, first, and then we bypass that.
Oh yeah.
We bypass our vulnerability in order to just say the thing. I was telling my friend the other day, I hate when people go on dates and immediately they're like, I'm not looking for any. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good with me. It's whoa. It's okay if you're looking just be okay if you are looking for something. There's nothing wrong with wanting to experience another person's touch or, I feel we're always, I don't know. I recently have been I feel we need more romance in the world.
Oh yeah.
Because we're such a jade. I mean, there's so much going on in the world that is the reason for our, jaded, bitter energy, but there is so much beauty. The videos of those little animals from different species just getting along. I'm that right there, that's hope. That, I don't know, what to tell. That's what I'm trying to fill my algorithm with, not to be blind to what's going on in the world, obviously, but you've got to infuse some romance and some love. And him even just saying I'm going to remember this is so romantic.
Yeah. It is romantic. The author I'm reading right now, Pico Iyer, it's a book called A Flame. And it talks about a monastery he's practiced at. And one of the monks speaks about infusing your life with beauty. And that also makes me think of psychomagic Alejandro Jodorowsky.
Yeah.
Who Alejandro believes you live an artistic life. You aren't an artist. You aren't a poet.
Yeah.
It's actually not in what you create.
Yeah.
It's in how you live.
Ooh.
You live in a poetic way. You live as a filmmaker. You
Yeah.
live as an artist. You live as a lover. You live in a romantic way. And so these monks speak about making eggs in a more beautiful way.
Ooh.
Cleaning up your bathroom in a more beautiful way. Washing dishes, infuse it with beauty.
Yeah.
Like walk your dog in a beautiful way.
I don't know if he's trying to do that, but yeah, that's so it's funny because we, having like the pants that you wear at home, like your house pants or your house shirt, or like your little things that like pepper your life with your specificity. It does kind of create your own like movie in a way. You're living your own, like when I play jazz music when I'm cooking, it just becomes, I'm like Ratatouille in there, like, it just feels so much more like I'm in a movie, and I just make it, I put so much more care. Like I'm like the camera's on the dish, You
don't walk to the stove, you spin to the stove.
Right, exactly. And it's just that's so beautiful, because the same thing when I like walk around the lake and I see like the sun glistening on the water, and I'm like, oh, I gotta take a picture of this. And then the picture is never what it's, which is also so beautiful and poetic in its own way. It's like, just be there with the water and the thing. But yeah, I feel like that is, and I think before, I don't know if it's the Virgo in me, but I would be the kind of person that's like, today I'm gonna have a romantic day. I'm gonna do this, and that. I'd plan out the most romantic day. Whereas now I'm just like, I'm just gonna allow romance to happen in however it happens, instead of like being like, the same thing with like affirmations or intentions. Like obviously it's good to set them, but I feel like I was so rigid. My therapist was like, like you're always trying to be better. You're addicted to self-improvement.
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, how do you feel? I'm like, I feel bad and I'm pissed off, but I can't stay there, because that's low vibrational. He's like, stay in that, like lay down on the floor, just stop and let the feeling wash over you. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, but for 24 hours, it's like, but it's true. I think it's a coping mechanism as well, to try and bypass those feelings. But now I just kind of sit and I'm like, yeah, I'm allowed to be angry.
I think all of life is one. I mean, this is a big thought, but it's okay. All of life is one giant coping mechanism. We are the meaning makers of our life.
Yeah.
And so we tell ourselves whatever story we need in that moment in order to both have meaning, medicine, and to push forward into the next step.
Yeah.
And for me, what I'm interested in is this practice of, I'm not an artist because this got made. I'm not even Chris. Like I'm not anything.
Yeah.
I perform. If my life is a performance, I'm not even my life.
Yeah.
My life is actually only the moments where I am unperformable. Like just fully awash with this experience.
That's I remember I was on a panel once and they were like, when's the moment that you feel like you made it? And I was like, I think when I was a kid and I just like picked up my first, like I was playing house with my sister, or like I was like, oh, we can do this, we can, that kind of like discovery is when I feel like I made it, because it felt like something that I loved and I gravitated toward, and I feel like that's that's the beauty of it too, is like you are the moments that you fall in love with the things that you love. Like you are that first meeting when you see the person that you fall for, or the teacher that that tells you great job. Like there's all those little like origin stories, as they say, that really filter out such a beautiful picture of your life.
Also the lake, like you are the lake. If you want to get super spiritual,
I mean,
bring mom in here.
We're this microphone,
like,
we're this building.
Bring mom in here. Like,
yeah.
We love to look at oceans, horizons, sunsets, lakes, because they are just what they are.
Yeah,
they're magnificent
and vast, and there's so much to explain, but yet you'll never know enough about
just what
it.
They are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think deep down inside, we recognize ourselves in that. We want to be that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We would love to live without definition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we would love to see another human being
Mm-hmm.
and not say, how are you? What are you doing? What are you making?
Yeah.
What's next?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we would love to live beyond that world. I think all of us want that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we're craving it. We're craving just like being with each other as
Mhm.
lakes.
Yeah. That's what I love about like dancing and
Yes.
just being it feels like spiritual. It feels like the most spiritual when you're just like in the groove with all these
Yes.
different people and the music's going and you're just like that feels like church to
Yo,
me.
when you at a party and you dance with someone, like for
Yeah.
me, I go salsa dancing a lot.
Yeah.
I never have to ask him what do you do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Complete stranger,
Yeah.
and we're dancing.
Yeah.
We are intimate. We are connected. We are
Mhm.
having fun.
Yeah.
There is joy. I accept all of you.
Yeah.
I don't need to know your history. I don't need to know where you came from.
Right. But the moves.
I don't care where you're going.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we're here.
Yeah.
I think dancing is a great, yeah.
And it really it also kind of like shakes things away. Like I love, and that's what I always say. Like you know when you're like in a crowd and you see someone dancing by themselves,
Oh, yeah.
and you're just like, I want to dance with that person. Like they don't care. They're just
Yeah.
in their own world. You're not thinking like they don't know how to dance. That they're just with themselves, and there's like a freedom to their expression that like I feel like is contagious.
Yes.
You know, and I feel like that's why I would say like vulnerability, curiosity, all of those things are very contagious when you're living them freely and you're just like, I'm just gonna say the thing. Like I always tell my friends, I'm like, just say how you feel. Like I love you. You know, maybe if you don't want to say it to the person that you're like dating or whatever, but like tell your friends. You know,
Yeah.
and like hug your friends, hold them. Like there's freedom in being with each other in that kind of way, you know?
So I was just in Morocco, in
Ooh.
Marrakesh.
Yeah.
And the intimacy there between men is so stunning.
Mm-hmm.
I was blown away. I mean, grown-ass men holding hands.
Yeah.
Arm in arm.
Yeah.
Over, like, kissing on the cheek, kissing on the forehead. Real hugs.
Yeah.
Like, the intimacy between men is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought if this country
Mm.
had 2%
Yeah.
of that,
Yeah.
I don't need to go straight to holding hands down the street. Like,
Right.
2%.
Yeah.
I think we're in less of the bind we're in.
Yeah.
That was just sort of male on male intimacy, but there was
Mhm.
something about it that speaks to this quality of arriving,
Mm-hmm.
being honest, loving that you see other people,
Mm-hmm.
loving who's in your life.
Mm-hmm.
It was so beautiful.
Yeah. Because when we withhold that from people, it's kind of selfish. Like we're not, you know, we're not allowing them to experience how we feel for them and how we care for them, and that they know that we're there for them. That like if they fall, we're gonna catch them. You know, just those like the hand holding and the little kiss on the forehead. Like if a man kissed me on the forehead and not a man that I'm interested, if it just like my cousin or something, I'd be like, oh, I feel so taken care of. You know, just like that. Because we're all little babies at the end of the day. You know, we're just getting older, but we're all those kids at the end of the day. And I was in Europe at this festival called Tomorrowland, and I saw a lot of that as well with and just the way a lot of European men held themselves, just very bouncy, very fluid, very almost feminine. And I was like, oh, that felt powerful to me, because it's like they're not in this like prison of their own making of like stiffness and heart. Like it just felt, I don't know, like the wind. Like it was just like everyone was so happy. And there was like people in their 80s and 70s at this rave, and I was like, oh, that's just so beautiful that that's just part of their culture. They're like, we're not too old to dance and to feel the vibe, you know? And I was like, maybe I need to move to Europe. Like, but I also want to like create that space here with your own people, you know?
Yeah. I've been thinking, I don't know how to, I mean, I know how to do it, like, but I have been thinking since I got back, how do I do that? What's my version of holding hands with everyone?
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's in my sphere of wanting to take that beautiful thing I saw
Mm-hmm.
and bring it here. Someone explained to me I don't want to butcher it, but that like men used to be that way
Yes.
in America.
Yeah.
And supposedly, the way he sort of describes it, he says there's all this archival footage of men at workplaces, and they are this way, and they're like, "What's up, buddy?" and hugging, and like maybe even the holding hands. You see it in photos, apparently. And then when wars began, and men went to war, and women went to the workplace, and then men came back to the workplace, some unspoken illusion happened that men had to be men around the women. That they had to sort of be these men they were at home.
Yeah.
And so they lost their connection to each other. I don't know if this is true. This is how it was explained to me.
Yeah. It's kind of like, was it that Arthur Miller play, All My Sons?
Yeah, great
Where he
play.
comes back and he's talking about what he experienced in the war. And I'm like, that probably changes people too. Like, that there's, when you see the kind of brutality and the kind of death that a lot of men see, or at least back then, it kind of strips you of that play, that kind of vulnerability and joy, because it's like we're watching our brothers, go off to battle or whatnot and be lost. And so I'm sure coming home, it's like, and then what society places on you too when you come back, it's like, wow, they're such patriots, they're strong men, and that you kind of also have to hold up that, which I think also is so beautiful when you see a lot of veterans and how fragile they are, and holding space for that as well. But yeah, I remember just seeing those like black and white videos of men just like dancing, and I remember I went to Copenhagen a couple of years ago, and I went out to a club, and it was a straight club, and the guys were just dancing together, like having the most. I was like, wow, I would never, like, everybody here would be like with their drink, like, barely two-stepping, and I was like, wow, the freedom of that is so special. And I felt safe, because I felt, I don't know, I felt like I could do that as well,
That's the letting go I'm seeking. That I kind of like, to go full circle from when we were watching movies and art. Like, I'm seeking to let go always.
Yeah.
In a really profound way.
Yeah. Growing up, we always, in church, they always said, let go and let God. And I feel like that still applies, like let God, because God to me is everything. God is, I'm like, there's a reason why our veins look like the veins in a leaf. It is all we're all part of everything. And so when you let go, that's when you see God. Like, that's when, when you let go of the rigidity of labels, you really get to see people, because you're not like, where are you from? Oh, I know about you, which is, it's helpful because it's how you try to connect. But ultimately, I think everyone is super individualistic and special, but also similar, but I think letting go and like falling into people also.
Falling into people?
Like falling into their story, their, the way that they drink water versus the way, I think that's always like fun when it comes to like dating, and how people will say, like, I've been watching a couple TikToks where it's like, if you're gonna date me, this is what, and this is what. I'm like, that's so funny, because you're not factoring in the other person. You kind of, if you are in a relationship, you have to factor in the other individual. If not, you have to order it. It's not ordering on Amazon. You know what I mean? Like, that's, so I'm like, my friend was like, oh, I don't know, he wears jorts. I'm like, well, maybe you can start wearing jorts, or like maybe he won't like the way that you gel your hair all the time. Maybe and it's like, you don't know what you can learn by falling into how other people do it. Because we're all kind of like we're all kind of Build-A-Bears of all the different experiences and people that we've met over the years. Like, I'll be dancing at a party and I'll see the way someone else dances. I'm like, ooh, I want that. I'm gonna try that. So I won't do it in front of them, because I don't want it to be like, or maybe I might, but at a next party I'll do something. I'm like, that feels good. That feels like, or like words, like slang. I think it's so fun to, obviously honoring where you found it. But that's all the thing about what you were saying about we're living art. It's like we're all just like divinely inspired all the time by each other.
If we let it happen.
Mm-hmm. Right. If we're not like, don't do that. That's weird.
If we let it happen, I think life can be so miraculous.
Mm-hmm.
If we let life be miraculous, it can be miraculous. It doesn't mean it's like free of wars, free of people hungry, free of suffering. But there is also beauty here. Mm-hmm. There is love. There is loving people. There's people who want to be held and people who want to be fallen into. Mm-hmm. If we let it happen. Mm-hmm. And that's part of, I think, resisting this armor, resisting these characters and these performances. Mm-hmm. How does one let go?
I think letting go and giving in are kind of similar. Like I give in to the natural instinct, like I said, to tell people how I feel. Like even as small as like, God, it's such a beautiful day. Isn't it pretty out, guys? Like, you know, like that same kind of like romanticizing of things, like, you know, you let go by just.
You said that as we were walking up the stairs today.
Yeah, I was like, it's a bit, oh my God, I love that. Oh, I love your shirt. Like you know, because I'm not going to say that. That's crazy. That's, you know, like, because we're always stopping ourselves from experiencing very gut feelings, you know, or like sometimes I'll be eating something like, that is good. Like, I love when you eat because you can really tell. I'm like, yeah, I want you to know. Like I feel like we're always stopping ourselves from just enjoying and from letting people see us or like our laugh. You know, when people have a very individual laugh and people are like, oh, you laugh crazy. You could take that and be like, well, I'm not going to laugh anymore. I'm not going to. Yeah. But like giving into, that's you. That's your, you know, that laugh. There's that laugh, you know. And sometimes I'll do that with friends. I'm like, oh, that's very you. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, I love that about you. Because I think people are like oftentimes like they're like, they get scared. They're like, wait, no, I won't do that. It's like, no, I want to call out that I love that about you. And I think that allows people space to open up and let go because they're, you know, reassurance is always a beautiful thing, you know.
Man, I like walking around and just, I'm going to try saying out loud. I always do say I want to speak God in public. It's a line I got from a rap song once.
Yeah.
And I think about it all the time. Speak God in public. It's actually something this is like, regardless of people's opinions of faith practices or religions, athletes are really good at speaking God in public. You know, you think of a Steph Curry. Every time after he makes a shot, he thanks God. Every time you see him do this.
Oh, okay.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every single time. He's done it. You know, I got to glory to God. You hear that sometimes. Like you, now, regardless of that, I think there is a way to speak God in public, which is also, it's a beautiful day. And you say out loud, it's a beautiful day. You could have that on the inside.
Yeah.
You could be like, nice day.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, because a lot of times we're so vocal about the things we do not like.
Of course.
Oh my God, this traffic. Or like.
That's how we got in this issue in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. But if we say, I'm like, if I went online and saw more of people tweeting or like about the stuff that they loved instead of like that person that pissed them off or like the angry, like the guy that ghosted them or da-da-da, which is, you know, fun also in its own right. But it's more, if we infuse it with more of, y'all gotta go outside. The sun is sunning. You know what I mean? Like, it just gives people permission to romanticize everything.
You know, it's not a problem. But the reason it's fucked up that I believe the algorithms and the people that be, they love promoting problems. Problems, for whatever reason, we've known this for a long time, galvanize. If I don't like you, we can, how many of you don't like this thing?
Yeah.
We can galvanize around that.
Yeah.
There's less to galvanize when you are satisfied.
Yes.
You don't have to satisfy when you're like,
right.
Damn, the sun is out. I'm fed. I have no one to fight.
Yeah.
No galvanizing. I'm like, yo, shit is beautiful. And you're like, shit's beautiful. And we're like, cool, let's keep sitting down.
Yeah. Even sometimes if I'm like reading comments and like 80% of them are beautiful, and then there's that 10%.
And you
where
only
it's like,
focus on the 10.
Yeah. And it's sometimes a person that has said nice things, and then they say a mean thing and you pay attention and they're like, oh, now you listen. And then you set the example for other people. Oh, that's what they respond to. They respond to that negativity. And I remember one time someone called me out and they said, why did you respond to that person when all of us are over here showing you love? And I was like, oh, gosh, that's some inner work I have to do. But it's true. I think it's one of those things where it's like that fight or flight, or we're like, especially as marginalized people, we're always looking to fix we're looking for the gun in the room, like, we're waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Also, we don't want to not be liked.
Right.
And that's like a big thing for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh.
Huge.
The prison of wanting to be liked is, it's good because you want people to feel good, but there's also something, like my therapist is like, what are you getting out of that when you go after people that you want to give to, you want to show them what a good person you are, you're doing it for you, and that's the thing. Like I think, because people make up whatever stories, and especially if you're like online or on a public thing, people will write whatever stories they want about you because they don't know you, and even if they know you a little bit, but yeah, that is The Courage to Be Disliked. Isn't that a book?
Is it?
I think so.
About to find out.
Courage to Be Disliked.
Courage?
Or maybe it's just a line from a book.
Courage to Be Disliked is a book.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those like airport books.
Courage to Be the Japanese phenomena
Ooh.
that shows you how to change your life and achieve real happiness. Wow.
Yeah. And I think if we focus more on if we're happy with ourselves, because if I know myself, then what other people think of me can filter through, but it won't really rock my foundation if the foundation is strong.
Yeah.
But if I'm like thinking everybody could be right about me, or I don't know who I am, it's easier to, I think we're always building. I think also getting older, you're kind of like, well, this is what it is,
Well, I've had the blessing of working with two kind of historic actors in plays at their older age.
Yeah.
One was Hal Holbrook and the other was Olympia Dukakis.
Wow.
And both of them said to me, I wasn't a good actor until I was 70.
Wow.
Because I stopped giving a fuck what people thought.
Yeah.
And I thought both times, I can do this now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can do all these things.
Yeah.
I can speak out in public. I can stop performing. I can appreciate things out loud. I can and I can stop caring what people think.
Yeah.
And I can do my best, meaning like I could offend you because I was doing my best because I made a mistake.
Right.
And I fucked up this thing, and I really did fuck up, and then like it doesn't have to ruin. It's like I made a mistake. That's it.
Yeah.
And I don't care what people think because it's people. We make mistakes. We just
correct. Yeah.
Like, and I can do that now before I'm 70.
Yeah.
Like
that's like when people get they're more concerned with appearing racist than being racist. And it's like, what, I'm sorry, which is worse? Like, are for real? Like people are so worried about being called out, but rather than like just changing the behavior, and that's the thing, like everything's so.
An ally who doesn't want to be racist is so much worse than someone who's just not racist. Like I want the guy who's not an ally, but it's not racist.
Right. It's
like,
hello. Yeah, I think that's and you're right. We do have the power to do that right here, right now. You know what I mean? To not to care, but not care about the perception. Like I'd rather.
Again, it comes back to performance. Like we got to stop performing.
Yeah.
Performing for this, performing for that.
Yeah.
It's just everyone's performing, y'all. I'm speaking to a performer, but everyone is
We're all
performing.
Yeah. I think RuPaul said something and the rest is drag, or life is something and the rest is drag. But yeah, we're all doing drag all the time.
All the time.
We're doing work drag. We're doing dating drag. We're doing friend drag sometimes. Like because when sometimes you'll leave a group of people, and you'll get to your car and you'll be like, oh my god, I'm
Yes.
exhausted.
It's performance.
And sometimes the performance is because you're doing bits and you're like, keeping the fun going. But sometimes it's like, does this person? I just did that thing where I looked at the camera. I'm dead.
I'm going to tell you my favorite drag.
Yeah.
Michael Beckwith says we are gods in drag.
Mm.
And that's that work that I try to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the work that's more important to me than anything else, is remembering this is a costume and underneath the costume is God.
Mm-hmm. That's why, like gender, culture, all beautiful garments, but like our soul. I always think about like our soul as like this.
Whoa, culture
ball.
as a beautiful garment is such a nice line.
Is it? Oh, great.
So is gender as a garment.
Yeah,
gender as a beautiful garment is so nice.
We're like, we're like little balls of light. That's what when I think about our souls, I think of little balls of light. That to me is what God bestowed upon us, is our soul that we could build off of. And every experience, every person, every song, every dance, every piece of clothing is part of that journey of performance of the soul, And so when people and I think that's why like trans people, for instance, get people so up in arms, because it's a mirror into the idea that we are so much more than what
100%.
we're told to be, or there was someone online that were like, boys don't wear dresses. And I'm like, what if I said Jesus wore a dress? Now what? They're like, that was a tunic. I'm like, a dress. We're all, come on guys, we're all making stuff up as we go. Like everything is made up. We've made all of this up. So when people are so rich and they're like, that's not how it goes. I'm like, how does anything go? How does all of this go?
That was a tunic.
Yeah. No, I was like, it's a tunic. It's called a tunic. I'm like, okay, a dress. A dress by any other name. Yeah.
Yeah. We want things in their boxes.
Mm-hmm.
You got to break the boxes.
Yeah, we're like the little Russian dolls. Like you keep opening it up. Like I love those. Like we're onions, we're Russian dolls, we're Rubik's cubes, we are, and it's funny that all those things exist because that is how we exist. We're multidimensional, we're multi-layered. Even when we're like, I'm a Virgo with this sun and then this moon, we're stacking.
To make meaning.
Yeah, totally.
I'll give you one last analogy.
Yeah,
because you like them.
Yeah, I love them.
The same monk who said, make things beautiful, make your eggs in a more beautiful way, wash dishes in a more beautiful way, said, it's really hard to cut onions. Right? And then the guy he's chatting with says, why don't you step outside for a sec? And he goes, no, not like onions, like the onions of your life. Like, it's just never ending. But eventually, your eyes will stop tearing. Eventually, you will have no more eyes. Like, you will have gone through.
Yeah.
And I like that. Like, we're just cutting onions.
Yeah.
And there is some crying. And we will get through.
We will.
But that's the work.
Yeah.
That's the work.
Yeah.
Like it's and that to me is why I keep coming back to these conversations. It's because you're not the first, you will not be the last person in here who can be tired of the performance. And all by outside eyes and standards.
Yeah.
Success.
Right. Yeah.
And yet we all want to rest and love more and,
Yeah. Like that guy said, you just got to step outside sometimes. But come back and keep peeling that onion, That's, to me, the end of the onion is the end of life, And all of those layers are just, we're peeling them back as years, as days, as weeks go by, till we get to our core,
Okay, someone asked me this recently. We'll wrap this way.
Yeah.
Instead of how are you doing? I love this. They said, hey, what's keeping you happy?
Ooh. Wow. Wow. What's keeping you happy?
Which I'm taking from now on.
That's great because it really makes you think, like, what is...
It got me. It was great.
Because it's like, you could, sandwiches. Like, it could be like something so simple, or it could be like, I'm just loving, this moment that we're in right now. Like, it could be anything.
I was with a homie.
Yeah.
He came in the cafe. He said, yo, what's keeping you happy? I said, whoa. He said, I know, good question, right?
Yeah.
I said, yeah. I said, seeing you and this person.
Yeah.
So what's keeping you happy?
What's keeping me happy is just being with myself, with my thoughts. I love driving to my thoughts. Yeah.
Any last questions for me?
What's keeping you happy?
Oh, what's keeping me happy? I have had 2 beautiful conversations today with people who remind me to appreciate out loud. Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. Gracias, Papa.
I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's so
Thanks.
Woo!
Okay, y'all, that's our time. I hope you loved it. I know I did. And again, please shoot us an email with your thoughts, questions, ideas over at brownenoughproductions@gmail.com. And I'll see you next week. Much love. Peace.